just wanted to take a minute to show you guys what I use to supplement with magnesium, because we are depleted of magnesium and it's a topic that's really important. I have another PDF document that I need to dig up from like 2014 or 2015. I discovered it, and I mean, it says that, I mean, like the research I find now says that magnesium controls over 300 enzyme processes in the body, but if I recall from my memory, it's way more than that. And I will find that other document today. I'm trying to get my orders out and play with a toddler. Where are we going? Where are we going? Guess we're going outside. But hey, you guys, so this is what I use. It is very pricey. It's called Bone Support. Thank you, Presley. She's dirty. Did y'all see that meme? If you see my kids dirty, it's because they play outside. So mind your own business. Oh, I died laughing at that. But say I always playing outside. She's having fun. So this is Bone Support. It does not give you diarrhea or anything like that. And with our kids growing, with our soil being depleted, I don't make any money off of this. I just really love it. So I wanted to share it with you guys. And then like my CBD oil, which I do make money off of. You can grab that at carpediemnursing.org /shop. So CBD, I was looking into hemp, and in 30 grams of hemp, there's like, I can't even remember now. I just looked it up. There's like a lot, 300 milligrams. Somebody look it up. I already forgot. But there is a ton of magnesium in seeds and in plants. So the best way to get your magnesium, you would think, would be to get it from your plants and the food you eat. But it's very, you know, like our soil is lacking the nutrients. So the seeds are GMO, or you know, it's sprayed with pesticides, and you're lacking everything that you need. So CBD is a great way, if it's a good CBD, to boost your magnesium. And then this Bone Support, I like it because this guy grows and harvests his own crystals, so you're not getting a bunch of junk. Like there's a brand I tried once called Trace Minerals, and after we took it for a few days, we started feeling like crap. So I put it on my plants, and they perked up for a day, and then they died. So I looked into, and everyone's different. And you may have an amazing system, you may detox great, but I believe it said, and this was years ago, so I could still dig up this info, but like 70 something, like it's from a dead sea salt bed is where these minerals come from, and it has like 70 something essential minerals in it. And then you can look up the minerals, and it's like lead, arsenic, and things that you don't want in your body. So if I'm already struggling, you know, with MTHFR or whatever, and I'm trying to detox, and I can't even detox what's in me, then how am I going to be able to detox something that has great stuff but also has not so great stuff? So that's why I like this Bone Support, because this guy grows his own crystals, harvests them, has done a wealth of research. If you go, put the lid on, please. She just blew in it. worldhealthmall.com. And like the gallon, it gets incrementally expensive every year, more expensive. So it's like, I think I paid $144 last year. I'm almost out. Every year when I get my tax returns, I buy a gallon because I have a family of 8. And you just swish it in your mouth. It doesn't give you diarrhea. It doesn't make you feel anything. But like if you have a headache, it could very well be because your nervous system isn't firing properly. And magnesium is a great detoxer. So they have a plain magnesium brand, but I buy the Bone Support because it has the right ratio and the right forms of magnesium, calcium, zinc. Y'all ask me where I get my zinc from. It's part of this. Potassium, a very small amount of potassium. Boron, cobalt. So they've done their research. They grow the crystals. They harvest them. They suspend them in a water, and you just swish it in your mouth. So let's take some. You want to take some with me? Let me see. So, I mean, you can't take too much. Your body absorbs what it needs through your mucus tract, like through your mouth. So it's when you start eating stuff, it immediately starts absorbing into your bloodstream.
Pokemon. Please. Pokemon. Pokemon.
So you just do it for like a minute and that's it, and then you swallow it and your body absorbs what it needs. She made a mess. Now it's on you. She's like, oh no, water. So it's really cool because it even, you know, they have to be careful. You can't say too much online. You know, the FDA is always watching. People are always watching. So it says on there, the statement's not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But if you go on there, like, I learned so much because I was always wondering, why do these little old ladies that are like 80 years old that have been taking calcium like Tums for 40 years, but their backs are all hunched over and they look like, you know, like crippled almost? And it's because they're getting the wrong form of calcium. Calcium carbonate is just a very porous rock. Our bones are not meant to be brittle. They're meant to be strong. And magnesium and everything, calcium settles in our bones, and just the way everything works. I have researched it. I have a lot of info saved on it. But like that stuff, I love it. It is pricey. I don't make any money off of it, but you know, I just want to share the wealth. I read, like, Facebook has taught me so much, and I read, I was getting a call. I wonder if that was important, but I'm going to finish this live and find out. So, but like, I was looking into how to heal cavities naturally, because you see our teeth are the same thing as what bones are made out of, and it can reflect our health. So if we're healthy and we're not full of like the wrong metals, and we're not taking a bunch of pharmaceuticals, and we're not pumping ourselves full of like aborted fetal tissue and other weird DNA and things, and we're taking the right forms of magnesium and the right supplements like CBD, your teeth can repair themselves. So I had a cavity in a back tooth, and it was visible. So that means that it was already rotting up through, you know, to be able to show onto the surface. And I was able to repair that. I don't know if you can see. But I mean, pretty dang good. Every time I go to the dentist, I refuse x-rays, but he says I don't have any cavities. So that's bone support. They have a plain magnesium. I'll be honest, I never try it because that has the right calcium. I'm a vegetarian. I haven't had meat in over 3 years. And the reason being is, well, for one, the animals, but for two, it's full of toxins. Those animals are full of toxins. They're full of corn. Corn's not meant to be eaten. It's laced with glyphosate and chemicals. So as soon as I started doing like this detoxing of ridding my body of toxins, it shifted my perspective. It shifted my personality. It shifted my moods. I mean, I'm still pretty angry sometimes, but I have 6 kids, and I have two in middle school, 2 in elementary school, and 2 under 2. So nobody wants to listen to mama. And we're moving, so you can imagine. But real plants help you. You cannot go and find don't ever ask me what's the best magnesium pill to take, because you can't take it in a pill. It has to be like a liquid suspension. You can get like Epsom salt. It can absorb through your skin that way. Epsom salt is, man-made, but it's better than taking a pill. You can't take it in a pill. You got to take real food, and CBD is a great way. Where are we going? Steven, take her for a little walk, please. She just loves to go outside. So she's gonna go for a walk. But I wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, like the raw cow, is that how you say it? Real chocolate. So, yeah, K2, vitamin K2 is actually listed on that bottle she ran away with. Let me get it. It's suggested as a supplement. But the thing about me, which I'm sure is the thing about most of you people, is when you start to research something, you get overwhelmed. And it's like, holy crap, I've looked into all this stuff. I can't find what I want. So, hey, no, don't mess with Kai. He's freaking sleeping. Okay, not now. Toddlers. Hey, buddy. He likes to kick back and sleep in his little stroller after he went for his walk, and she woke him up. She does that all the time. But yeah, I mean, they're, real food, and like CBD, it has changed my life. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my hair is fuller. My nails are growing. My weight is under control. I've had 6 kids, and I don't even know. I'm like 140. I would like to be bigger, actually. I want to be thicker. Like, when I was in high school, I had thick legs, and my dad would call me thunder thighs. And now, like, I've become a stick, and then got pregnant, got almost to 200, got skinny again, and, like, my weight fluctuates. So it's important that we eat good, and we make sure, like, grow your own food. That's what I want to do. As soon as I get home to Mississippi, I have 3 acres of land. And you best believe I'm going to put my kids to work in that garden. For the supplements, we just do like the elderberry syrup and astaxanthin. Steven, is that astaxanthin in the kitchen? I just had that bottle to show you guys. So it's, yeah, he's got it. Thank you. This is not the brand that I normally use. But it looks exactly the same, and I'll show it to you. So these are like a gel cap, 4 milligrams. This is a Icelandic algae that is supposed to come from Iceland. Like an Icelandic astaxanthin is the brand I usually get. I got this at a different store, so I was kind of upset. Everything had like magnesium stearate. Magnesium stearate is not magnesium. It's a junk filler. It binds in your gut. My gut hates it. They use it in a lot of pharmaceuticals, and it's not real magnesium. It's just a compound like filler. So you want to stick with things that are real whole food and aren't a filler, and you want to like try to heal your gut and take the real food as much as possible. That's why I recommend the magnesium. Thank you very much. My hair was falling out from a copper IUD not like 2012. Yeah, 2013 I pulled it out. So copper IUDs have nickel in them. Nickel just, all these heavy metals, they throw off your body. So, astaxanthin is a great way to detox. It can actually repair your vision. I can't complain about my vision. I've actually had the same prescription for over like 14 years. I refuse to let them change it. I went one time when I was super tired to, after working all night, and she was trying to push like all this stuff on my, like, I forget what they're called. Not bifocals, but they're like, where are you going? Oh, okay. Yeah, so, but I haven't had any trouble with my vision. Astaxanthin is said to repair your vision even. So this is what my kids take. Anytime they get a cough or a cold or like strep throat, we've cured it naturally. There are ways, but as a nurse, I know that antibiotics build resistance. Vaccines, they're the worst. They build resistance, and there are news articles covering, I have it somewhere in my phone. I take like 1 million pictures a day, but we that are vaccinated carry the bacteria in the back of our throat. And then we're already struggling to detox. So it's very important, you know, that we take supplements. That's why, like, this bone support, I don't make any money off this, but you guys can get like a quart or something for $40, save up for it. It's worth it. And then you don't have to take it all the time. But I literally use it for everything. Like, if my stomach is cramping, I'm going to try this first. If, you know, and nettle tea, that's another one that I'm huge on. Nettle is like a huge benefit for us, and the FDA has it under scrutiny right now, and a whole other list of not medicines, but like herbs that they're trying to, you know, take off the market. They don't even want us to grow it. So nettle tea is a great one. But let me answer you guys' questions. I'm gonna tend to my kids and find out if that was just the library calling, or yeah, like folate, Jacqueline. We need real folate, not folic acid. And all of our food that's processed is junk. So it's breaking us down when we eat it because it has no nutrients. Everything that we eat is either, you know, fueling disease or fighting it. You had severe, hey Angela, yeah, severe anemia. It is silica. I just bought a bamboo silica water too. It's like a bamboo infused silica water. I hear Fiji's really good for having a high silica in it, and silica helps with the hair growth. Yeah, I'll type everything out. So I want to do like another live when my kids aren't being adorable. Look at him. Say hi. Hi. Oh, I'm just so cute, Mama. I'm just so cute. Hello. But yeah, when I can get a chance, I'll write all these down. You know, and people with MTHFR, they all, like, because people will come to me and, hey, I have this, that, and the other. Well, I haven't had my kids tested, but I know, like, he had the sacral dimple when he was born. What else did he have? All of my kids have like one variety or another of a symptom or something that shows they could have MTHFR. So, like my 8-year-old Juliet, she doesn't like to eat broccoli. And when she does, she wakes up sick sometimes. Get out of my astaxanthin. No, ma'am. Steven, will you pick those up?
Yeah, where's her shoes?
I think they're upstairs. So, I forget what I was saying. She just dumped out my astaxanthin. It is always a busy day with you guys. You only got half of them out though. So yeah, there's like a few other things that I take. I'll do another live. Yeah, he's such a good boy. Dad's such a good boy. I'm teething. Gotta put my necklace on me, Mom. I was talking about the MTHFR, yeah. So my 8-year-old, she has a very sensitive stomach. And ever since she was little, she would just wake up sick and out of nowhere. We wouldn't even go anywhere or, you know, do anything. So detoxing has been huge with her. I'm sure she has one of the variants of the MTHFR. So when your kids take supplements and they react to them differently, like write it down, keep a journal. We tried the TRS with her. She can take zeolite pills just fine, but the TRS made her, like, she woke up the next day with, I don't know if it was a full-on Herxheimer reaction, but she was nauseous and just the die-off of bacteria. So everybody's different, and it's like, these are the things that work for my family. And I mean, we have seen just miraculous benefits, but we haven't had a need to go to the doctor. And there were times where I did go to the doctor and we would be misdiagnosed. When I only had 2 kids and I was in nursing school, I was a poor college kid. I didn't have insurance at the time. And I probably could have qualified for Medicaid, but I didn't, you know, it's college kids. So I know my kids had it. Maybe I didn't qualify for it. But anyway, I went to a walk-in clinic across the school from their daycare because we all had diarrhea. you know, a nursing student, we look up the symptoms, and I swear to God, we had the symptoms of cryptosporidium. So I go in there and I paid $187. He gave me some prescriptions to stop my diarrhea. He told me cryptosporidium was not what I had. And we were sick for days. I call it poop soup. It's almost like rotavirus. And once we were well enough to go back, my prescriptions cost over $100. So I spent like $300 for us three, a poor college student. He was freaking wrong. We had cryptosporidium, and it was all over the school. Like, before you walked in the school, there's another door when you walk in. There's a booth where you sign in, and it was just everywhere. On the wall when you turn to walk out, like, cryptosporidium's going around. I wanted to rip every sign down and just walk across the street to that walk-in clinic and be like, give me my $187 back. But, you know, doctors, it's a guessing game. And if they see a streak of people coming in, then they're going to say, oh, well, that's what you have. That's what you have. I don't know how he didn't know. But I even told him that's what we had. And it wasn't good enough for him. The last thing you want to do with a diarrhea like that is stop it up, by the way. So, but I'm off on a tangent. I'll let you guys go. Magnesium is wonderful in the right form. If it gives you diarrhea, it's the wrong form. I use the bone support because it has the right calcium, and it does say on there you can add like vitamin D3, K2, and strontium, and it will help repair your bones. So, all right, have a great day. Say bye, Kai. Say bye. Talk to you later. Hey Sam, I just saw your comment about the copper IUD. I did a live on it. I can tag you in it. It's horrifying. My hair fell out. I was 27, 25. You say bye? Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, my hair was falling out. One day I bent over to sign something. I was working nights in the hospital, and I could not get back up. And I was just like, really? Okay, this mother is coming out. And my ex kept telling me, you're being moody. I think it's your IUD. And I would get really defensive. You don't know what you're talking about. And then I would do a bunch of research. And I'm like, oh, well, it's probably this. And I'd start eating more pistachios. And, you know, because it was probably like zinc or something I needed. Well, come to find out, it's because it's not pure copper. It has like 0.1% or 0.01% of nickel. It's bound to nickel, and it's not just on the inside, it's throughout the whole thing, and it makes you nuts. I mean, it made me nuts. It makes people act differently than they would normally act if they didn't have nickel in their body. I know, like, just wearing it, I have a whole race for a nose ring, or like even earrings. If I wear fake jewelry with nickel in it, makes me go nuts. So it'll swell up and get infected. So if it's inside of me, what's it doing to like my you know, pH down there in my health? So also, like, copper kills the sperm, but the sperm is still alive, like going through it. It's cruel because there are a lot of stories where women still get pregnant and then the baby dies and stuff. So as soon as I did research, I'll be honest, I popped a squat and pulled it out. And it's easy to pull out because of its shape. It's a T shape, and they cut the string very short. You're supposed to check it every month. And I read that it was so easy a prostitute could do it. And so I did it. And I have a picture of it somewhere on my Facebook. I think like 2013, I pulled it out after having it a year and a half. And I would be like, no, I like it. But I kid you not, once I pulled it out, my thyroid started tingling, and it did so for a week. Like, just this constant, like, irritation, awareness. It was just an awareness of my thyroid. So I know that it was suppressing my hormones. It was not healthy. So I've had a miscarriage, and that had nothing to do with it. It was a couple years after that. But then I've had 2 perfectly healthy babies after that. So I just, I don't know. I'd rather I'd rather not have sex or something. And then my friend, she makes a neem oil, because neem naturally kills sperm. So men can take neem and it can stop your sperm count, but not like forever. It's just when you take it consecutively. So that's something, you know, if I ever have another partner, I would hope they would be that responsible person to take it, because these birth control pills and things are terrible for our health. I mean, you know, I've tracked my cycles and stuff like that. I'm pretty regular, especially now that I do all the supplements and I avoid the birth control. Every time I would get on birth control, it would mess up my cycles. Like one time I was on a birth control called low estrogen 24, never got my period. I'd be at church and like I was in nursing school, and I was in my early 20s, so I would miss a few weeks, and I'd show up and they're like, "Oh my God, girl, you look pregnant." And I'm just like, holy shit. So I would go and I'd get a pregnancy test, and I'd take it, I wouldn't be pregnant. And this would happen for months. And then finally I was like, I'm getting off this crap. And then I tried some other ones, and they would give me my period like every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks or every week. Got back on the low estrogen 24 because I was like, well, I'd rather just not have my period, you know, than have my period just randomly all the time. And I mean, I've gotten pregnant on birth control. Remy's a birth control baby. I was 5 months when I found out I was pregnant. So like that stuff is crap. They never ever teach us that plants can help us, that we have a cycle that we can track, and you know, that sperm can live for 10 days inside of you. So if your period's due, you know, I mean, there's a system, and they don't educate us on that, because to them, they're not going to make money off of it. Why don't they just focus on emergencies and on helping people that need it through transplants or whatever? Why don't they focus on that? But no, I've seen doctors put in, like, I kid you not, like 23 screws in an ankle that other doctors wouldn't even touch, and said were gone because he wanted that money. I mean, it's about money usually. So you have to look into things. You have to find out what's best for you, what works for your family. So that's why I'm just, neem's not dangerous for people and for dogs, actually. I don't like give it to my dogs, but I read that it's one of the safest things you can put on their collars. And I have a dog that's almost 3, and we did do that when he was a puppy. We live out in the country, and where we're going back to in Mississippi. And so everything's like bad there. There's like, just as soon as you walk out the door, it's like flies getting at you, and spiders and roaches are crawling up the big oak, 100-year-old oak trees. I mean, it's just country, it's woods, it's swampland out there. And so you have to do what you can. I'd put neem my goal is to heal that land up there. It's toxic. It didn't used to be. I'm sure when the Indians or Native Americans lived there, it was gorgeous. And now it's a toxic, even though it's country, they're still, bringing smart meters out there, and my ears ring, and, the pesticides everywhere. And so even though I have like a well, there's farmland running off. The water is running off into my water supply. So there's going to be fluoride, and there's going to be glyphosate, and there's going to be like lead and other heavy metals. When I get home this summer, I'm going to invest in testing my water supply, because it's like, if it sits in a jug, it turns orange. So I know it's full of heavy metals. And we all need to detoxify our environment. And, you'll hear people say like, oh, well, everything's toxic. Oh, everything you put in your body's toxic. Well, not me, not my family. You can say no. You put your money where your mouth is. You vote with your money. Don't give those companies your money if you can avoid it, even just for today. So, but yeah, I have heard of neem being dangerous, and I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Like stinging nettle too. It says right on the container or the box, avoid stinging nettle if a child or pregnant or whatever. Like I drink it 3 times a day when pregnant. It cured my UTI, and I have test results of that. So it cured my daughter's UTI. She was 9, and her pH in her gut was so messed up, and we didn't know what was causing it. We tried D-mannose, we tried cranberry, we tried everything. Nothing would work. So looked into nettle, and like she had this old lady pee. I was a nurse, you know, working in the hospital, so I knew what it smelled like. Oh, that did not smell right. And I was almost afraid, like, if I go and get her tested, they're going to give her some crazy diagnosis that she may not even have to live with. This could just be, diagnoses are often symptoms that are being masked and then treated, but masked, never cured. There's never, you know. So we tried the nettle tea, and I kid you not, that smell went away. It has come and gone, but she has, like, but she'll get dehydrated. You know how teenagers are. Like, they'll hold their bladder all day. And so you have to push to make them drink their, you know, water and stuff like that. But for the most part, like, my kids are healthy. We can get rid of almost anything. And so I guess we're a threat to Big Pharma. But, all right. Well, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I'll be making some more Organite later. So. All right. Thanks for tuning in.